Well, it's happening again, folks. We've got the mug here because the sickness is back, the disease. What happens at the end of January? Everyone starts speculating about what's going to happen in February. And in February, most of the time we get a Nintendo Direct. And with something like that, you of course start to get all these crazy leaks, these crazy rumors that hit the internet. And I don't really believe many of them, if any of them at all. I have my own sources with stuff like this, people that have been very accurate, and I've had nobody tell me anything remotely close to the things that are being talked about. So why am I talking about it then? Well, I'm trying to work out this new microphone, make sure it sounds good. But more importantly, I have to talk about these things because other people are making money on it. And when there's money involved, well, RGT is going to be there. So we're going to talk about these new Nintendo Direct leaks. So much fun, so much excitement. It might happen on the 7th. It might not. Let's just hop straight into this. If you are new to the channel, though, please do subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 500,000 subscribers. Over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit page, 4chan user who correctly leaked the Cowgirl and Ninja segments in Princess Peach Showtime. Super Princess Peach has other leaks for the upcoming Nintendo Direct. So evidently this individual has posted about new costumes that were just revealed in the Princess Peach upcoming game, Princess Peach Showtime. Now, I think the game looks really cool, but as far as these leaks are concerned that they supposedly did with some cowgirl and ninja segments, there was actually noticing on the doors, because there's like different doors that Peach goes into. And if you looked at the doors, you could actually see like a sort of ninja and a sort of cowgirl emblem on the doors. So did they really leak it, or did they just happen to look at the trailer a little bit closer than some other people might have looked at the trailer? I guess that's up to your interpretation. I will neither confirm nor deny it, but I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that, well, they probably just saw that, and now they're making good guesses. The source is indeed 4chan, because 4chan is where all the good gaming leaks and rumors come from. But to be fair, the first Nintendo presentation for the Nintendo Switch was accurately portrayed and leaked on 4chan, so you got to give them at least a little bit of credit, but not too much. The supposed new games are Fire Emblem 4 Remake releasing in May. Now, supposedly, this game is something that's been done for quite a while now, so this is kind of like throwing darts at a dartboard. You figure eventually this will pop up at a Nintendo Direct. It is pretty much in line with what they are seeming to do for the end of the Nintendo Switch's life cycle, that, of course, being, well, re-releasing old stuff, not taking big risks, no big budget productions, making remakes, remasters, maybe some 2D stuff in there as well, because 2D stuff sells very well on Nintendo platforms. So a Fire Emblem 4 remake, I believe that would make it the GameCube game. I'm not 100% sure. Sure, that's something that could happen. That seems like a bit of a safe bet. It's something that's been rumored before as well. Donkey Kong Country is getting a new game for its 30th anniversary. So is this Donkey Kong Country? Because I thought we were leaving the country stuff behind and this was going to be a new style of game. When you're talking about Donkey Kong Country, that is a specific style of game, that 2D platforming style of gameplay. Tropical Freeze was a great game. Tropical Freeze is also a decade old now. I just made you feel old, didn't I? And it's a game that, yeah, you could probably release a new one, but you just release Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'm of the camp that I want to see Donkey Kong go in like a different direction. Like, the 2D stuff is great, don't get me wrong, but you did one 3D game with Donkey Kong, and really it wasn't that good. Like, people love Donkey Kong 64, but I think that's nostalgia talking, because if you go back and play it, or play it as an adult, it definitely doesn't hold up very well, at least in my humble opinion. So, okay, another Donkey Kong Country game. It seems like a safe bet, but whatever. Metroid Prime 2 Remastered. Well, that's a hell of a leak, because I thought those games were coming in 2023. Metroid Prime 2 and 3, these seem to be things that we've been talking about for a very long time. Now, I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility. During the last February Nintendo Direct, we were, of course, introduced to Metroid Prime Remaster. But when you're saying remaster, I'm under the assumption that it's going to be something the level of Metroid Prime, which kind of conflicts with everything that we've potentially heard about Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3. These games essentially just being HD versions, whereas Metroid Prime Remastered was actually tinkered with at the core level. These were new assets being used, not just upscaled assets. You see, terminology like this, remake, remaster, reimagining, these all have different meanings, and different companies take them in a different way. But when we're talking about Nintendo and talking about, of course, Retro Studios in this equation, they have shown that remastered, to them at least up until this point, means sort of a full-on, visual overhaul of the game. Grezzo remake of the Zelda Oracle games. Once again, man, these always seem to pop up. And I don't know why we always assimilate it or, associate it with Grezzo. Like, why is Grezzo the company that's going to do this? Like, I get it. They've done some other things before, but they really haven't done a whole hell of a lot on the Switch. At least nothing that really jumps out in my mind. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But let's say they have done a bunch of stuff on the Switch. Why would Nintendo task them with doing the Oracle games instead of, doing the HD versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess? That seems just like an easier thing, whereas the Oracle games, like a remake of those games, you have two different games that coincide with each other. I assume you're going to make it into one experience on like the cartridge. It's just there's two different stories that happen because there's certain things that interact with other things within those games. But to remake that's a big undertaking. You're not just adding in HD graphics like you would in a Metroid Prime. You're having to rebuild that from the ground up. So that, to me, I don't know, it doesn't really sound like something at the end of a system's life cycle, especially considering you're not going to get a mainline big Zelda brand new title on the Switch 2 anytime soon. You might get a Tears of the Kingdom, remake or a remaster, I should say. Even I'm getting tripped up on it. You might get something like that out of that because of the fact that obviously the Switch 2 will be able to handle things a little bit better than the current Nintendo Switch. But that just seems like a lot, man. That Good Feel game is getting localized. What the hell is that? We can't even elaborate on. Oh, yeah, that Good Feel game, it's getting localized. Okay. All right. I don't know if that's the only game that I want localized right now is that Goemon style game, because that game looks absolutely awesome. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a Goemon style game that came from like the team that made the Goemon games back in the day, and this game looks awesome, but there's a ton of Japanese text in it. I'm not quite sure how region friendly it is, how import friendly it is, but I've seen a lot of people like making videos on it, and the game itself looks very, very cool. So if that's what we're talking about, then hell yeah, do it. That needs to be done. But if that's not what we're talking about, I don't know, it just sounds a little bit creepy. The Good Feel? That's like the name of the massage parlor I go to. And finally, Famicom Detective Club returns as Nintendo Detective Club. 5 high school girls must solve vicious crimes that they are personally involved with. So this obviously is the you would think that Fire Emblem would be the OJ game, but no, he loves to play as high school girls. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke I make about some of the games that he likes to play or whatever. But like, okay, is that something that's going to light the world on fire? Didn't Famicom didn't they do something with that semi-recently? Didn't it come out somewhere? Maybe within the past 5 years or something? I feel like I've talked about Famicom Detective Club before. If that's the case, why would they, I guess, make it, it's a new game in the franchise, but did the other one, like, do well? I never played it, so, I'm not 100% sure. But everything in here just seems kind of like a safe bet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, Fire Emblem. They're doing another Fire Emblem. Like, yeah, no shit. They do a Fire Emblem, it seems like, every year now. Donkey Kong Country, it's his 30th anniversary. They might do a Donkey Kong game, and they might. Metroid Prime 2 Remastered, that's not exactly new news here. Grezzo remake of the Oracle games, that seems like a bigger project than a lot of people would anticipate. The Good Feel game, I still don't know what the hell that is. I'm gonna show you Goemon, or the fake Goemon stuff in it. And Nintendo Detective Club, maybe you sell a mill on that. Like, is that a game that people are clamoring for? I don't know. So I say all that to say, I think this is hogwash. I think people like John Spawnwave who clickbait this are disgusting, sick individuals who should be chastised thrown at. You should have tomatoes thrown at them. Maybe a couple bald jokes too. But no, I none of this means anything to me. It's that time of the year. And you're going to see more about this, and certain channels are going to make a video every damn day when there's a new direct leak or something that comes out. But I'm not going to be that person. You know, I'm not going to be that person. But I will be that person that comes around and corrects people if he has to, because the disease is here. The derangement is here. Oh, I'm sick. I need a Nintendo Direct, man. Give me the Direct. It's the cure. Let me know what you think about this leak in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.